Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, what an absolutely gorgeous morning it is out here. Still and calm. It smells great. The air is really nice, and you hear all these birds singing in the background. It is just beautiful. And sometimes, actually, I come out here. There you go. And I just listen to those birds sing sometimes and just kind of let everything just kind of wash off me over the day, all the stress and stuff. And if you get the chance to actually get that solace and take some time out, have a little solitude, I'm telling you what, you are going to see some major, major benefits in your health when you do it. It's going to be amazing. Well, guys, reading an article today on the CBDC Anti-Surveillance Act. I believe that's what it's called, that Tom Emmer is putting out there. And of course, what you've got going on is kind of like a tit for tat between these, two parties, Republicans and Democrats. Because, of course, Joe Biden has actually issued an executive order over to the Federal Reserve to continue investigating and doing research on the central bank digital currency for the U.S. And apparently, according to Tom Emmer, what they're trying to do is, put in some kind of authoritative, autocratic type of CBDC, whereas U.S. citizens, we all lose our, anonymity and privacy and all that kind of stuff. And so Tom Emmer's put out this bill, CBDC Anti-Surveillance Act, something like that, that would more or less keep the central bank digital currency that's being issued out there to all of us out here in a way that would resemble at least the kind of anonymity that we have with the US paper buck. And so I guess, guys, we're going to see where this goes. And this is where we need to get behind these kind of initiatives so that, people in Congress know that, hey, we don't want to have a CBDC that is tracking every dollar we spend, where we spend it, on what, and get it tied to some social credit system and stuff like that. And that, of course, is the whole point that Tom Emmer has put this big bill out there. Now, having said that, the second article I read was also quite telling. And this one is coming out about the WEF and their ultimate agenda. So apparently in this article, the ultimate agenda for the WEF is that the smartest and brightest people should be making decisions for everybody else. Well, then you got to decide, well, who's going to be deemed the smartest and the brightest? That's all subjective as well, of course, because, people that don't hold the same values that a lot of us libertarians do when it comes to, hey, having jurisdiction over our life and a level of personal sovereignty, they look at us as a pack of idiots. And so, therefore, we're not going to be the smartest and brightest in their view. And the smartest and brightest, well, they're the ones that would actually acquiesce to every kind of implementation that they want to do. And on top of that, come out and basically, tell you, hey, you don't get to have a car because, well, reality is, we got to really protect the planet and on and on. But hey, I get to fly in my Learjet because I'm a big guy and I need to do that because, I got to get around fast because I'm so important, that kind of malarkey. And then on top of that, oh, you don't get to eat meat because, well, we got to keep those emissions from the animals down because that's actually affecting the environment as well. All the, cow farts and everything else that, oh my God, it's just absolutely ludicrous when you think about it. What, are you going to go call half the population in the African continent of all the animals that are out living there? Because my goodness, if they have a little flatulence, that's going to add to the, the global warming and all this kind of nonsense. But hey, they can eat meat. We can eat bugs. It is absolutely obscene. Kind of reminds me of that movie there. What was it where they had that Soylent Green, and they would feed that to the population and all this kind of stuff. But that's the kind of nonsense that they're coming out with, guys. You and I, well, we need to be living in, multiple family dwellings. We can't even really, it's not good for us to have personal home ownership. We shouldn't be able to own our own vehicles and be able to have that kind of freedom of actually movement and stuff like that. No, 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 no. You guys need to live in those 15-minute cities out there where, you get to walk everywhere and live in, multi-family dwellings and things like that. But us elites, the smart and the brightest that get to control the rest of y'all, well, we're going to live in our acreages and, have our helicopter pads in the back. And when we need to go somewhere, well, we're going to have our people chauffeur us around in our Bentleys. And on top of that, hey, if we need to actually go out on a conference, well, we're going to all contract our own Lear jets and fly off there. And meanwhile, they're going to serve us lamb, chicken, beef, and all that. But, you guys are going to eat the processed food, and we're going to smash up a bunch of bugs for you and put that in your powdered cereal. How about that? That's the kind of nonsense that we're dealing with. And guys, this is where we have to just get up and say, absolutely no way. What has ever happened to the American dream? Is it still worth pursuing? And I believe that it is. Well, guys, if a dream is worth pursuing, don't acquiesce to this mediocrity that they want us to, kowtow to, and this debt-driven economy that just keeps people enslaved. The borrower is servant to the lender. We need to get out from under that, build some financial wealth, generational wealth, so that we can actually experience life the way it was meant to be lived, in freedom, in liberty, and the pursuit of your happiness and dreams. And that's what it's all about. But guys, they despise the Declaration of Independence. They absolutely hate the Constitution and what it represents. And these global elitists, I'm telling you, talk about a sense of arrogance and personal self-worth above everybody else. It's absolute nonsense. But of course, that's the whole point, isn't it, guys? If they can keep us in debt, they can keep us under their thumb. And if they can keep us under their thumb, they can keep us under their control. And guys, that is another reason why you're seeing a global attack against this digital asset space, because right now they can't control it. But wait and see. Once they bring all their regulations in and this space actually hits its maturity, it's going to be fashioned in such a way as to keep those that are in control now staying in control then. That's the whole point. Well, guys, I sure hope you're having a fantastic day. And I'll tell you what, I've got a great video planned for us later on today. And until then, guys, have a good one and take care.